I want to give a quick review on the webinar Ash did yesterday. This webinar was not recorded, at least the majority of it wasn't recorded. So I'd like to come on and kind of recap what Ash had to say. To start with, I get to have a little fun this morning. And I really want to address one thing before I get into the webinar and what Ash shared with us. We have a lot of naysayers, those people that come in with just really negative stuff. And they either put it on our social media or blogs, all the stuff that we have out there. And I really want to address those individuals that come in and think they're going to beat us up. I had a teacher years ago, and he had a business card, and on his business card was some Latin, and interpreted what the Latin said was, "Don't let the bastards get you down." I can tell you, if you're coming to Onpassive Nation, our content, our sites, our social media, you can put whatever you want up there, comments, that type of thing. It will never see the light of day. We are very protective of Onpassive because they're so ethical, because of what they do, because of the contact we've had with Ash Mufaeh. We will not let anybody denigrate what we have right now because it is awesome. And if you start talking about Mr. Mufaeh, Ash Mufaeh, we're like a mother hen. We are not going to let that pass. We won't even let it see the light of day. And in our group, Onpassive Nation, we've got a bunch of pit bulls. And if you come in and try and do this stuff, it's just not going to work, guys. We're not buying. Sell it someplace else. Don't waste your time. Onpassive, it is the real deal. Onpassive is moving forward in unprecedented time right now. And as we look at Onpassive, and I will get into the webinar now, the first thing that Ash said to us in the webinar, Onpassive is a done deal. Get that in the back of your head. Onpassive is a done deal, and I'm going to go through the progression of what he said and what's happening with Onpassive today as we move forward into the next days, weeks, and months. But as we think about Onpassive, understand, yes, Onpassive is an IT company. Onpassive is a customer-based business. I want everybody to really get that in the back of their head. When we talk about Onpassive, Marty used a good analogy the other day, and it's as if you go onto a beach and you pick up a handful of sand. And that handful of sand are the Go founders. They are those people that will come in and participate with Onpassive. So we've got a handful of sand, and then Marty empties the sand from his hand, and he says, now look at the rest of the beach. That sand is the customers of Onpassive. That's the ratio of customers to founders or independent resellers of IT products that Onpassive will have. Customer is king, and the reason they're king is because of what Onpassive, what Ash and his team has done with the product line of Onpassive. And as we look at Onpassive, there will be something in Onpassive for everybody online today, 3.6 billion people. And when you start to think about that ratio and us as founders and what's going to be happening in the next days and weeks to come, it truly is an awesome thing to behold for us. Now, how can Onpassive do that for us? I think Ash emphasized this really well. He said a company cannot do what Onpassive is doing for us, the founding members, unless they actually are thinking about them first and the company second. And that's what Ash and his team has done. They really have a heart for people that are online trying to develop a residual income, a bottom line, take care of those financial needs. And Ash's focus primarily is on us, the founding members that have come in and are participating with him and Onpassive. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't focus on passive, because Onpassive and the tools of Onpassive, they have to be awesome. They have to be superior. They are. But the way he structures the finances of Onpassive assures us a really, really good end. That's really some cool stuff. So as we're looking at Onpassive, what's happening today? Onpassive in the next days, not weeks, not months, not years, in the next days, they are going to start a soft launch. And what's a soft launch, and why are they doing a soft launch? The soft launch is primarily to test everything in Onpassive. And before they launch to the world, this has to be done. Understand that. This is a company. It is not a program. It is a massive, massive company. And everything has to be tested before they launch to the world. And believe me, we want that, because as Onpassive launches to the world, this thing launches perfectly. The amount of customers that are going to be coming into Onpassive, and that affects us directly, our bottom line, get that. Customers, we don't care how people come in, either as founders, as independent resellers, IT product, or customers. We don't care. We get paid the same way. And because of what Onpassive is going to be doing with the soft launch, the launch of Onpassive to the world, I believe it's going to be almost absolutely perfect. And because of that, millions and millions of customers will be coming in, I believe, in a very, very short period of time. And what does it do for us? It takes care of that bottom line. Really, really some cool stuff. So the soft launch will be primarily for the founding members. Onpassive is going to come in, Ash's team. They're going to start driving traffic for the founding members to build their team. This is really, really a big deal. If you've come into Onpassive and you can't do anything, you can't recruit, you can't bring people in, Onpassive building your team is massive, because every time Onpassive brings someone in for you, the amount of customers that are going to be placed underneath you just grows exponentially. And let's say Onpassive can bring you in 1 or 2 or 3, and you don't have anybody right now. 1, 2, or 3. And those individuals, they see the magnitude, they see the power of Onpassive, and they bring in 1 or 2 or 3. All of a sudden, on your team, you've got 5 or 10 or 12 or 15. Whatever the number is, it doesn't matter. Even if it's just 3. Those are 3 customers that are coming into your team that you wouldn't have had because your team was 0 when Onpassive launches to the world. This is really, really a big deal, because of what Onpassive is doing for all of us on the GoFounder position, those existing GoFounders. Because of the way Onpassive is structured, all of this stuff is going to roll top to bottom, right to left, and it's going to build all of our teams. You might just get 1 or 2 on your team, but because of what Onpassive is doing with everybody else, that 1 or 2 could turn into 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 100 people. Believe me, when that happens, you're going to be extremely excited about what's going to happen to you. And that's what Onpassive is all about. What is going to happen to you? How can we lift you up as we go up also? How can the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. That's what Onpassive is doing. So this is really, really cool. And as we get to the soft launch in days, again, this is days, they're going to be testing everything. They're going to be testing the pay structure. They're going to be testing the traffic. They're going to be testing the site. They're going to be testing the interaction that people have with the site. They're going to be testing everything. This is a really, really cool thing. Now, along with this soft launch, Ash is going to be paying the founding members a bonus, and this is really, really cool. I mean, Ash is going to be paying us for Onpassive coming in, driving traffic, and putting members in your team. So Onpassive is doing all the work, and they're going to pay us to do that. I'm not going to get into the pay structure. It really isn't relevant right now. We are all going to make a little bit of money, some of us more than others. That's okay. Everybody, I believe, is going to make a little bit of money. That's a good thing. It will pay for either as we launch to the world, whatever membership level you want to come into. It'll pay for perhaps marketing. It will pay for, maybe it pays a bill or two in your life right now. but it's going to help everybody. It's a really, really good thing. But the really important thing about all of the soft launch is what Onpassive is going to be doing for us as founders, building our teams. This is massive, guys. This is massive. And then as Onpassive launches to the world, think of that handful of sand and the rest of the beach, and the amount of customers that are going to be coming into Onpassive as we launch to the world because of all of this testing they're doing in the soft launch. And as they launch to the world and start driving traffic for all of us to bring in customers, man, it's just going to be absolutely beautiful. This is a ride that if you're not on yet, you really want to get on. Become a founding member. It's a $97 position right now. You can come in and become a founding member and then have Ash start building your team. As the soft launch goes, the founding position, that cost will go up to $150. And if you come in after that, you will miss the first marketing campaign, but you'll be able to get into the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Again, these marketing campaigns, once they start, they will never stop. I would come into Onpassive. I would pay 10 grand right now to come in and be able to participate with Onpassive, probably more than that. That's how powerful this is. But we're getting very, very close days to the soft launch of Onpassive. If you're thinking about coming in as a founding member, you want to do that now because it's $97 and you will get the benefit of the first marketing campaign of Onpassive driving traffic. Really, really a big deal. But if you miss it and you come in after the soft launch and it's $150, believe me, you're still in a magnificent place to benefit from everything Onpassive. Now, a couple other things that Onpassive is doing. Onpassive right now, they are hiring. They're one of the few companies around the world that are hiring. And Ash has told his people that do the hiring to bring in another 1,000 people. Ash and his team, they do not need these 1,000 people to launch Onpassive. And over the next month or so, I don't know what the time frame is. However long it takes him to drive the traffic, over that time frame, it could be a month, 2, 3 months. I don't know. But he's going to come on and he is going to give us a date when Onpassive is going to launch. And when he gives us that date, that's when it's going to launch. Very, very cool stuff. Could happen in a month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. But it's going to happen very, very quickly. 2020 is going to be a year of not only surprises in how really good Onpassive is, but just how well they do online and how they're really going to change the ecosystem online, the IT ecosystem online, informational technology companies. It's going to be fun to watch. So Ash is hiring another 1,000 people. I believe these 1,000 people are for support in the months and years to come. And they're just not backing off. They got the pedal to the metal, and they're moving 100 miles an hour right now. So really, really some great things that Ash talked about on the webinar. There are things happening very, very quickly now. Again, things are starting to happen in days rather than weeks or months. And we are getting ready for the soft launch in the next few days. When that happens, yeah, just get excited about what Ash and his team is going to be doing for all of us. As on our team of Onpassive Nation, we are going to continue to do what we do. We're going to augment everything that Ash does for us so that as Onpassive launches to the world, Onpassive is going to have a massive, massive explosion online. So are we. And the people on our team, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's absolutely going to be fun. So again, Ash, the webinar yesterday, it was awesome. Ash is always extremely good, and he's really, really excited about what's coming in the next days and months. I mean, he literally is bouncing off the walls, guys. That's how good this is. But bottom line, Onpassive cannot be stopped. They're ready. Everything's done. They just need to test it now and then throw it out to the world and watch the world come into our realm of influence. It's going to be fun to watch. So that's pretty much what the webinar was yesterday. Very, very good news. And yeah, as we move into next week, the next few days, as Ash gives us the green light that we are in the soft launch, I will come back on. I'll do another video. I'm sure he'll give us more things to talk about the soft launch. And as he does that, I'll come on and let you know what he said. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, always recommend you do that. Onpassive is changing almost daily now, and when I get those changes, I do more videos. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell on the right, and you'll get notifications as I do videos. Very, very exciting time right now. And yeah, as Ash comes on and shares more stuff with us, believe me, I'll come in and do a video. You'll get it right away. So you guys have a great week. It's Friday now. This is kind of a Friday update from the Thursday webinar. And I'm sure I'll have another video early next week with more exciting stuff. So take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll absolutely chat with you later. Bye.